not looking at that big numbers what you are just referring, because at this stage, currently where we have this aircraft carrier project which we are going. We have picked in a substantial order of 5,400 crores for the ASW corvettes. And while I wouldn't want to just paint a big picture with a big 1 lakh plus crores of figures, we are pretty clear that we will be there at the appropriate time picking in orders which would stand the company in good stead. And I think there is enough in the pipeline that's coming in.
Okay. Indian Navy and the Coast Guard accounts for bulk of your business. In the last 3 years, they accounted for 85% of your revenue pie. What kind of order inflows are you expecting from them over the next couple of years? And what will be the order book swell to? Which are the large tenders and contracts? If you could just give a color on that.
Yeah. See, today our order book is about 10,000 crores. This is a signed order book. Expected things that's to come in is phase 3 part of the indigenous aircraft carrier project, which is to come in this year. Then we have the ASW corvette projects, which we already contracted, which we already become L1, and the contracts will come in. So that's another 5,400 crores. So right now, these are the things that will get converted into contracts. And as we move forward, there are RFIs which will get converted into RFQs from the Navy side, and we will be bidding against that.
If I look at your last 5 years CAGR growth rate, it is in late teens, almost 19%. Can I safely assume that that kind of an CAGR growth rate is now the base which you will report for next 4 or 5 years?
See, a CAGR growth rate of I would say 16% plus is something which we would look at.
As you expand your operations, I'm sure somewhere business efficiencies would also kicking in that could lead to operating leverage. So you are indicating a CAGR growth of about 16%, but at PAT level, which is profit after tax, can it be 20%?
See, today I have a fully depreciated period, I should put it that way. But when I do my new capex, which is already underway, we are putting in almost 2,800 crores of capex in a new ship repair yard in Cochin, a new dry dock, and the expansion programs which we have in primarily in Mumbai and a little bit in Kolkata. So that's why I'm talking about a little bit of a conservative approach, but then still would be upwards of 16%.
Okay. Mr. Nair, while Indian defense will continue to dominate your growth prospects, what are the opportunities that from commercial shipping and coastal shipping in order to reduce the dependence and the concentration risk?
See, we are strongly looking at the commercial and what we call the non-defense space. In fact, if you look about 5 years back, we had a substantial business in that part, in that space, and a major part of this was export orders. Due to the general dullness in the international shipbuilding market, this space has actually come down. But we are keeping all our cards open, we are talking, and we expect as we move forward, we will be successful in some of those spaces, because we have seen some pickup happening in the merchant commercial shipbuilding space, especially in the front-running countries, which is in Japan, Korea, and China. And we feel it's probably getting a little bit more comfortable for people like us to pick in orders over there. And we have had the pedigree to pick in orders. I think we know how to pick in orders over there. So that's definitely something which we would strongly look at.